I was expecting it to do a little countdown. I guess that doesn't happen anymore. Hey, everyone, what's going on? This is episode 10 of Walking 90, the show that talks about all things USL League One. As you can tell, Yogi is not here doing his normal hosting duties. I don't know where the hell he is.
Is this where we say fuck Yogi?
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck Red Bull and Hennessy. Like, none of
Yes.
that shit doesn't count.
Yes.
I don't know why. I don't know where he is. I'm surprised he didn't. You would think after Richmond won, he would show up, compared to last week when, things went bad.
They lost and it was just a sad pod. Yeah.
I mean, it was sad for him. I was kind of laughing.
Damn.
But I am Kyle Carr, one of the co-hosts, along with Ebony. So how's it going, Ebony? It's been a while.
The highs and lows of a season. Right now, I'm watching a low.
I was going to say, the highs and lows of what season? Because I feel like there's like 3 different seasons you can consider.
Yeah. Right now, I'm down 3.
Uh-oh.
No.
For some reason, you froze there. So I didn't even hear a word you said.
Yeah. I just lost 3-0 to Revs 1A, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the one negative thing about playing the two teams is if you are going on the road to their place and their main team doesn't have anyone going, then they're just like, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna put MLS players all over and kick the living shit out of you just for fun and to give these players match sharpness. But yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, North Texas does it all the time. It's infuriating. I don't know if Fort Lauderdale does it. I wouldn't blame them if they did, but at this rate with how their season going, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
I was about to say, I don't know who's ruining who worse at that point.
Yeah, I feel like that's just self-implosion on its own. And then Toronto, I don't think they did in the past. They maybe put down a player that was training with the MLS team, but wasn't actually MLS quality.
I would love to see Dom Dwyer on Toronto. That would be hilarious.
And he would still find a way to miss 8 shots, but
yes.
But good for him for being the third best striker in his family.
Who's the second?
Their son.
Oh, okay.
Oldest son. The oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna. One thing I'm not gonna do is mention a certain player on the U.S. Women's National Team because fuck her and everything she stands for. We're not talking Lionel Messi because fuck that. We already know how that's gonna end. So we're just gonna talk about the last few weeks. It's been a while, so we had some matches go on. There were a lot of draws one weekend. I'm pretty sure it was just all draws except Union and Omaha, and then followed up with your team winning at Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. Woof. Talking about the 3-2?
Yes.
Yeah. That was wild.
That was a game I kind of wish I watched. Instead, I didn't get that luxury.
It was entertaining. Was not expecting. I mean, Krista was on a hot streak for one. JT started it off really early. I was like, God, what is this team?
Where were you the first half of the season?
I'm like, God, maybe it's me. I don't know. But they went out and got.
Okay, looks like I lost Ebony. I don't know what happened to her. We'll pick up on it. In the meantime, the last few weeks of matches, we're going to start with a couple of draws. So
I hit the wrong button.
I don't know if I lost you. I don't know how long we're going to do this, but yes, we were talking about NCFC winning in Fort Lauderdale 3-2. This team, NCFC, you did say is going to be the chaos team, and they start off, all right, we're going to win against Fort Lauderdale on the road, impressive fashion, and then lose the rest too, and it's just been on and off throughout the season, I feel like.
I mean, July was kind of like our month. I told you July was going to be the month that NCFC did something. I don't know what it was going to be, but they got some results. And
they got some wins. They got some wins.
They got the Kickers win. They got the Greenville draw. They got the Tormenta draw, and then they just on August 1st they got the 3-2 win. So
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous because I'm pretty sure Ford Madison didn't win at all in the month of July. I think since June started, they have one win.
yeah, so in July there was the 4-1 loss, the 1-1 draw, the 1-1 draw, and the 1-1 draw.
I hate it. I'm still mad at the Fort Lauderdale one because that one should have been a 1-0 win, but I think that one's going to piss me off for the longest time. But the other ones, it's like, okay, 4-1 loss on the road to North Texas, who played some of their MLS players. Not great, but it happens.
Yeah.
1-1 draw at Omaha. Not bad.
That was a late one for you guys, too. You got that late goal. So.
Considering how slow they started, 1-1 draw at Omaha it's okay. I'll take it. I obviously want 3 points, but you take a draw. Fort Lauderdale, fuck that.
That was a fucking game. That was
a fuck that.
Yeah, that was a. I don't know how much. First of all, that Fort Lauderdale game was bullshit because I don't know how much time they were supposed to give you. I don't know how they got to the 6 minutes anyway when it could have at most been 4, and then they still went on to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know because there was no injury. There was no major injury. There was no
goal celebration.
There's no goals. There's a few subs, but not enough. The fact that there was, I think, 6 or 8 minutes was ridiculous on its own, and then the fact that it kept going after that.
That's some Cosmo shit. That's some Cosmo shit.
It really was. And it's like it was for Fort Lauderdale. It wasn't even like it was for another independent team, which makes it even more infuriating. Like if it was like a Greenville or Omaha or even Richmond, I would have been like, this is stupid, but I get it. Fine, whatever. You got your teams, but it was Fort Lauderdale. Like, what it was Fort Lauderdale on the road. Like, if it was at home, I would have been like, okay, this is some home cooking BS. Some bullshit Fergie time is what happened here. But hey, am I wrong?
Like, don't bring my man into this.
Look. He's a great manager. He's the GOAT, but there's some bullshit. This was peak Fergie bullshit. That's all I'm going to say. I hate it. And then, yes, 1-1 draw at Chattanooga. That was a very good match to watch. It was chaotic at the end. At one point, there was a tackle, and then everyone started crowding on the player. Looked like there was going to be a late yellow or late red, and this was right at the end. And then the match just ended. And everyone's just shaking hands with the referees and talking. And everyone's just like, all right, we're done here. No idea what the hell's going on. That's actually probably another topic we should talk about is the refereeing. It's bad. Like, it's normally bad. It's normally shit. But I feel like these past 2 weeks has gone to a whole nother level of shit.
I mean, I didn't think it could get worse.
I didn't think that, and then I turn around and see the non-penalty in the Tucson Richmond game where the Richmond player literally knocked over the Tucson dude in the box and didn't even get the ball. And I don't know, he missed that call. There are some shenanigans in Omaha, Texas. And there's some shenanigans in Omaha and Texas. I'm just saying.
I mean, last week was just a whole mess of bullshit for a lot of teams. Like I told you, that Greenville game was gonna be.
Which one?
The Greenville Chatta.
Oh yeah.
Everybody slept on me when I said Greenville won't make in the playoffs. And look at them boys. Look at them boys falling. Whew.
It's tough. I mean, they had the first, you got to go to Canada and play at 3 p.m. on a Friday experience with Toronto. They really should have scored 2 or 3 goals. Right now, they're still going to make the playoffs just because if by points per game standing, they are still third with 1.6 points per game after 15 games played. So they're still comfortably in the playoffs.
Yeah, right now. But all them draws are gonna end up with you in 7th place.
I mean, you would think that, but then you have Madison, who also just continuously racks up draws. Like them and Chattanooga have the most draws with 7 already. Half of Madison's games have ended in a draw. What the? Yeah, so that's great. But points per game standing, North Carolina is sitting at the bottom with a 0.86 points per game. And this is before, I think I had this either before the Revs 2 match or during the Revs 2 match. Fort Lauderdale is 11th with 1.12 points per game. Tucson surprisingly is struggling, and they are in 10th with 1.14 points per game. They've lost both their games since the last episode. Tormenta sitting at 9th with 1.17. North Texas follows them with 1.23. And then Richmond and TFC2 are tied with 1.33. They are tied for the last playoff spot. No, wait. Yeah, they're tied for the last playoff spot. Madison is then barely ahead of them with 1.36. Then you got Revs 2 with 1.47, Greenville 1.68, Chattanooga 1.79, and then Omaha at the top of the table with points per game and overall with a 1.93 points per game. So, yes, Greenville might not make the playoffs at the rate, but I think they're comfortable. But is there any team right now that's surprising you with how they're doing, Ebony?
Revs. But then again, they play Revs 1A whenever they feel like it. And then they play Revs 2 when everybody else is busy. Yeah. So I'm shocked. I'm just more shocked that they are getting away with that so much.
Oh yeah, you can easily. Yeah, that's just basic USL League One. Like this is standard. This was a thing year one. I mean, Orlando City tried it, and they just sucked at it.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious. It would have been hilarious to see Nani, Dwyer falling, like needing rehab, so they go play with OCB2. That would have been hilarious.
I feel like then the strategy at that point would have been, all right, see that one dude, we're going to triple mark him and force everyone else to stop us.
Yes. I'm with it.
Yeah. I would say for me, Tucson being as low as they are, I apologize. My child is deciding now's the time to talk. Tucson struggling. I didn't expect them to struggle this badly. I just I figured they'd be a chaos team, but I thought they would compete for a playoff spot. And I don't know what it is. Like, first it was the schedule, it got tough, and then it seemed like they were turning things around. And now it's going back downhill for them.
I'm trying to picture Tucson as anything other than the bottom. Like, from me, like this is my first year in this league, and I don't know. Maybe, Fort Lauderdale being as low as they are, not surprised. Baby Beckham's, they're doing what their senior team is doing, so like, gotta respect it. They're consistent.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a Neville running the team as much as they are. Yeah, that'll happen.
I'm kind of surprised. Well, I would say I'm surprised, but no, I've seen how he runs his team, so
it'd be like
all
that.
All the England fans are right now just cringing.
All the England fans are like, "See, we told you this shit was gonna happen."
Like, you right, fam? My bad. You right.
Were there any other matches that stood out in terms of like the result, whether it was the score, whether it was how the game was played?
For July or the end of July,
since we last recorded, so like, yeah, I guess the last 2 weeks.
I'm not surprised by the Greenville game. The Kickers, I thought that game would be a lot more chaotic, I guess. But then again, a player coming on and then scoring 3 minutes later, putting Tormenta up 2-1, and then the Kickers having to come back twice down. That's kind of crazy, especially considering the game they had before.
Yeah, Tormenta. If you want a chaotic game, just play Tormenta.
I'm seeing.
We love Tormenta, but yeah, I think if you want chaos, that's the team you're gonna have to play for it.
Let's see.
I think that was a weekend full of draws as well. So I think that was also one where almost every game was a draw.
Yeah. So Saturday, every team drew except for Union Omaha. They won 2-1. And then Greenville tying Toronto. That might as well have been a loss for Greenville.
Yeah.
And then it was a lot of 1-1 draws on Saturday, the 31st. Kickers was the only winner against Tucson.
Yep.
So makes sense. In a sense, Chattanooga being as good as they are, that kind of threw me off as well.
It's interesting because after watching this past weekend, Madison playing Chattanooga, I still don't know what exactly this team is.
Chattanooga or Ford?
Yeah, Chattanooga. Forward, I know what the hell's going on. Like, it's very simple. Their defense allows the same type of goals over and over, where they come out from out, they get countered. Someone puts a through ball on the right side of their defense, and they don't have the speed to catch up to that attacker, and the attacker scores.
Is the right side Connor's side?
No,
it's Connor's left side. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean that's how they've allowed all the goals, except this past weekend. This one came from the left side, but it was also just a rocket into the net. There's not much you can do about it. But yeah, forward, I understand it. They're struggling. They're playing way too narrow. Simple. Chattanooga there is quality in there's quality in the defense, there's quality in midfield, there's quality in the attack, but it feels as though they kind of just get breaks. They kind of get the ball, the bounces are going their way. They're good enough where I think they play like a team that is probably third or fourth best. The tough part with Greenville struggling as much is it makes it more clear that Chattanooga might be the second best team in the league. But I feel as though that's going to be one of those where in the second half of the season, how many of those breaks are Chattanooga going to get that have led to them getting, late goals every match, minus this one. So they're good, but and you see with all the draws that they have, how long will their luck run is the question I'm wondering.
I mean, it's the same. Like, there's a lot of teams running on a lot of draws right now, though.
Yeah.
Greenville's like you said, Forward and Chatta with 7, Greenville with 6. The only problem is that game where it could have been another draw for Greenville turned into a loss.
Yeah, like that Tormenta one.
Yeah,
you could argue they should have won that one. And if Ford plays 2 halves of football, then that's another so that's always the weird thing is, yeah, Greenville's definitely they should be doing better. Although you did, except you did predict that maybe not.
I want to stick with that prediction.
I mean, I would too. If I were you, I would run with it. Mine has already been terrible. Me bashing Chattanooga and Revs 2 at the beginning has not worked out for me. But it is what it is. And if anyone has comments or questions, feel free to shoot it in the comment section below.
So question, because this is being asked now in my supporter group. Part of it is, does FC Tucson continue to slide, and does NCFC finish last?
Honestly, I don't think NCFC finishes last, because when they're not playing an MLS team, we've seen the last month, they seem to be putting things together. It seems to be that, I mean, you're still starting a 15-year-old who's doing his best. He's doing his best. So I'm not sure
why McGuire didn't start. We had a nice break. We do play again in like 5 days.
Yeah.
But that game in 5 days is it's against Chattanooga, the second team in the league. So
maybe saving for that match, which makes sense. But yeah, I think North Carolina has at the very least shown what they can do. Cristo seems to be finding it. JT has been continuing to be really good this season. It feels like they've NCFC has started to figure it out to the point that maybe they won't finish bottom. And I feel like they've got a lot of the hard games relatively out of the way. Like, you're not playing Greenville anymore. I don't think I think you have one or two more against Chattanooga after this.
I think I played Greenville to end the season. We started the season with them. I think we end the season with them too.
Yeah. Now, if you could play Richmond a few more times, that might help as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
But yeah, I think between those two things, I think NCFC will be okay and not finish last. Well, Tucson, I don't know. I just don't know where exactly they're going to get any. I don't know. They're just struggling. I don't think there's really any clear cut. Here's the solution besides maybe hope that our defense plays better.
Yes, I do end the season with Greenville.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, let's take a look at Tucson here, because I've seen my schedule. I definitely have a couple of hard games left. I do have to play Union Omaha a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I have Revs at home. Let's see. Tucson. Oh yeah, they have quite a few hard games. Depending on how they play against North Texas,
which that could go either way.
Right. They've only played them once, and it was a 0-0 draw this season. They still have Omaha 2 more times. They still have Revs at least once.
I know they got us at least once.
Yeah, they've got you guys away one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And they've still got Greenville away.
Yeah. I don't like those odds. Uh-oh. I think I lost that again. So, yeah, Tucson schedule gets really, really difficult. To the point that, who knows, they'll still get wins. They'll still pick up points here or there. But we don't know exactly how that's going to turn out well with North Carolina. Like I said, their schedule gets a little bit easier. They still have to play Omaha a few times. But after that, they seem to have put it together. So that is going to be one of the big things that we're going to have to be on the watch for. One of the things that we're going to have to try and figure out, to say the least. One of the things that's interesting with this season so far is other than Omaha, no team has really gotten on a hot streak. Fort Madison started the season unbeaten for the first month. Greenville started pretty well the first month. Chattanooga had a stretch, but no team has really been the runaway, we're on fire team besides Omaha. And I wonder if that's going to change, if that's going to be an issue for other teams, especially those that are going to want a playoff spot. Every team has had a decent stretch. Every team has had a, period where maybe they're not losing that much, but they're not winning that much either. So does that change? I don't know. Does that happen? Hopefully. But yeah, we're going to have to see with that and how all that goes as well. It still looks like I have a frozen Ebony, which is unfortunate. And now, yeah, it looks like she's probably dropping off the drop bracket. But in the meantime, other games that stood out, I think Omaha, North Texas, those two teams always seem to, they just always seem to be chippy. I don't know what it is. I don't know how that's going to change, but it is like that. And I mean, his internet went out, so I don't know when it's coming back. I might have to solo it. But in the meantime, I think one of the biggest things that I noticed with Omaha is Greg Hurst is as good as everyone expected him to be. There is no surprise there. There's no shock. Greg Hurst is really good. Greg Hurst is likely going to win the Golden Boot. Ebony is back, so I can stop rambling on about absolutely nothing.
Spectrum sucks ass. I just want y'all to know.
Yep, I agree with that. I have it as well. It's frustrating.
Yes, it is. And I can't wait to move so that I can get Google Fiber.
Ooh, that'd be nice. There is one place in our area that does fiber, but because I'm technically in the city of Madison and not in the surrounding suburbs, even though one of them is literally a mile away from my house, I don't get the fiber. It's bullshit.
That's fucked up.
It's dumb. But no, what I kind of rambled for a bit. I pretty much said Tucson schedule gets difficult. North Carolina's put it all together. So I would expect Tucson.
I hope I get to keep JT.
I think you'll get him for at least the end of the year, till the end of the season.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna let us keep him. I just hope that we can afford him, to buy his contract outright, because I would very much like that.
What I learned last year with Mike Vang, because I feel like Mike Vang was kind of in a similar spot last year, where it's a really young player who does really, really well on a team that maybe isn't doing that great, and then you kind of notice, well, are we going to be able to keep him? Is he going to go to championship? Is he potentially going to go to MLS? Just an MLS team just buys it, gets him and stashes him for a bit. And I think as long as you can get that business done early enough, you'll be fine.
I'm hoping those conversations are happening as we speak, because to finally mesh well with the team and then lose it all, I'd fight.
Yeah, no, that would suck. That would suck. I feel like, thankfully, I haven't had to experience that with Madison. There hasn't been a youngster I was like, oh, this person's going to be great. And then they leave and I'm like, well, fuck them. It might happen, but I'm hoping not. Then I also just talked about how no team besides Omaha has really gotten on a super hot streak. There's been teams that have won a few games here and there. There's been teams that started okay. Maybe they haven't lost in a while, but I feel like no team's really put together a winning run, or even just a non-losing run, than Omaha, which is good for the rest of the league, because it means if you're still fighting for a playoff spot, you have a chance.
I think everyone but literally us, Tucson, and North Texas have a chance at the playoffs.
Even Tormenta.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think every team but Tormenta, you guys in Tucson, could make the playoffs. I think Tormenta's just played too many games. I think when all the teams have their games in hand and catch up, then that's going to have Tormenta a little bit lower. So I just that's why I don't have Tormenta. But every other team win 2 or 3 matches in a row, you're probably going to climb as high as second, or maybe take first place if you're a Chattanooga or Greenville.
Again, Greenville's not making it, so it's okay.
I'm still thinking they're gonna make it. So I gotta stay with it. But yeah, it's weird. Every other team can do something if they can just win 2 or 3 matches in a row. But as we're seeing, this is probably the most balanced the league has been in its 3 years. And when there isn't a OCB that you can beat up on and get 3 easy points on, it makes it a lot harder as well.
Oh, that's so nice of you to not call us OCB.
No, because like I said, you guys have really shown you can put it together and win matches and cause problems. OCB didn't do that.
I like to beat up on my team, but I know that we've actually secured more points than OCB has in a single season. So
yeah, no, if y'all played OCB, y'all would win. If you played 10 times, you would win 8 or 9.
Yeah.
No one is OCB battle. So I feel confident saying that. But yeah, I was saying that, and then I also said the Omaha North Texas match was chippy as hell, and it always seems to be chippy as hell between those 2 teams for some reason.
All the goals scored super early, and then that was it. So
good on North Texas for Still walking away with points. I mean, I wouldn't have predicted that.
I mean, you could definitely what I really, 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 really would like to see happen is maybe, I don't know if Toronto can make something happen. Maybe that's just me wishful thinking, and right now they're in what, sixth?
Yeah, I think they're in 6, and then by points per game, I think they're in 6 in real life and also in
Points per game.
Points per game.
Yeah. And the only reason they're above kickers is because of goal differential.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's either goal differential or because of wins. I don't. League One does a weird tiebreaker where it's between the team that has the most wins.
Well, they both have 5 wins on the season.
So yeah, I think then it's goal differential since they haven't played each other. It's weird. I don't know why they do it that way.
That's dumb. Okay. All right, League One. Maybe. All right.
Yep.
Oh,
I was going to say, we can't even yell at Ryan Madden anymore because he doesn't work for League One. Good for him. Congrats to him for
making it out the hood, I guess.
Yep. He's at Austin FC.
Wow.
Director of Communications. So good on him.
I mean, Austin, do your thing, I guess.
Hey, Austin was a cool city. I was just there. Like, it was cool.
Oh, how was that? Was there a game?
There was a game. I didn't know there was a game until I was on my way home.
Oh,
well, not like on my way because I was visiting my dad. So by the time I was heading back to my dad's apartment over in Fort Hood, and I was like, oh, they had a match tonight in Austin. Shit, that would have been good to check out.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, but Austin was also like an hour away. So I was like, do I really want to drive at like 11 o'clock in Texas?
No.
No, I do not. I don't even want to drive. That's how I die.
Yeah.
That's how I die.
Austin's weird, and I can't. So
I enjoyed it, but I would not want to drive on an empty, dark highway in Texas.
That's fair. That is fair.
They don't really know how to drive in Texas.
They don't do a lot right in Texas, including their barbecue. But whatever.
Yeah,
we're not going to get into that. I know there's going to be some angry people, but they don't do barbecue right. I'm sorry.
Whataburger's okay. It's good, but it's not mind-blowing.
It's mid at best. If you want real cookout.
Yeah. It's one of those where if I'm in an airport and you give me like Whataburger and like say McDonald's, I'll choose Whataburger.
Yeah.
Like I'll do that. But I'm not going to say it's the best burger I've ever had. I'm not going to say it's this.
You don't have to lie to the people like that. We all know.
It's fine. It's a perfectly fine, acceptable burger place. It ain't Culver's.
I've never had it.
I'm sticking by it. It ain't Culver's. It is not In-N-Out either.
Still haven't had that. I just gotta travel to all these cities and eat their burgers.
Yeah. I mean, In-N-Out is really, I think they have great burgers. Their fries are absolutely terrible. Like I think they just serve them cold all the time.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Cold fries ain't shit.
Yeah,
I
but
got distracted. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was gonna say we can talk about the power rankings.
Yeah,
because that was something.
I'm just saying, we kind of high on the power rankings.
Yeah. So the power rankings, we have Fort Lauderdale at 12, Tucson at 11. They went down 2. They were 9th. They went down 2. Fort Madison at 10, North Texas at 9, Toronto TFC 2 down to 8. They went down 2. Greenville went down 2 to 7. Tormenta went down 2 to 6. Richmond moved up 3 to 5. The big move, NCFC up to 4, moving up 3 spots. And then we got Revs 2 and 3, Chat into, and Omaha at 1. What the fuck?
The power ranking literally says they're in last place, but we don't care. They've won back-to-back and scored 7 goals.
I mean, I get that, and you did get a win, so like getting a win moves you up. I get that completely.
They were both wins.
Oh yeah, because they had the weekday. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense then. Okay, because that makes more sense. I'm not as shocked with that then.
It was a really bad loss to Toronto. Toronto, and then it was the 4-0 win, and then it was the 3-2 win. And now we just got beat by Rev, so it wasn't factored into this, but
yeah, that'll show up on this upcoming Monday, so
yeah.
But that's actually not bad. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That is fair. Richmond moving up makes sense. They got to win. Understandable.
That's a big jump for both of us, though.
Well, I think Greenville dropping points on the road is really what did them in.
Yeah.
And then Tormented didn't play, so they moved because they didn't play.
I'm telling you, Greenville, they're only as good as Crystal feels that day.
Yeah. I'm just
not Crystal, Lomas, as Lomas feels that day.
you just didn't want to say that man's name. We know.
Fuck that guy. Never did it for us, damn it.
That's fair. I'm kind of glad Don Smart isn't setting the league on fire because I would have been like, where the hell was this last year? But Jake Keegan coming in, he's doing exactly what he needs to. So I am at least happy I don't have that situation right now.
I'm a little pissed about it because all of my forwards, all of them, Haji Berry, fucking Lomas, you never did it for me.
I swear, if Wojciech Vucic ends up winning the Golden Boot in Nisa, I'm gonna lose my shit and question the quality of Nisa. I saw that man miss so many great opportunities and just not do shit.
Sitters. They were literally, he could be standing in front of goal by himself. The keeper could be running to the other side of the pitch going, try it. And he'd still miss.
It would have been U.S. women's national team, the majority of the Olympics. Frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one hurt. Oof.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just trying to make jokes through the pain. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
I chose sleep this morning and I don't regret it.
I did as well because I woke up for the Canada match and I hated every moment of it.
When did Canada play?
No. When they play Canada in the semi.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought Canada played tomorrow.
No, I will. Well, that's like at a decent time, I think.
Is it?
Or did it get moved?
I don't know. I won't watching it anyway.
I'll probably put it on. I'm not working, so why not? But yeah, back to the power rankings. I just want to know how North Texas moves up to for getting a draw against Omaha. When Madison did the same thing and did not move up to when they drew against Omaha. I just want it to make sense.
Okay, so the power rankings, they never make sense to me. Like, nothing ever makes sense. Like, Union, Chattanooga, and Revs not moving kind of makes sense.
Revs didn't move and they didn't play, but Tormenta went down 2 for not playing.
Yeah, that made no sense. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess because even though they didn't play and they couldn't physically move, nothing about it.
Yeah, like Revs couldn't move up.
Yeah. So they had no choice. I feel
like if they moved down, then you and Richmond would have moved up 4 spaces. And that would have been hilarious. NCFC just sitting at 3rd.
I would have been dying laughing.
It would have been funny. It would have been just as funny as the results of fan voting goals of the week.
Oh, that's like the Ashlyn Harris save of the week right there. They should just rename it. Ashlyn Harris save of the week goes to.
I'm just saying, you can't. If you're mad about the fan voting results, than
Yeah,
simply
fuck
get
that.
more fans voting.
How the fuck does Cristo score from halfway and still not goddamn win? Fan vote. Fucking ridiculous.
Hey, Noah Fusan's goal is a cracker.
I'm leaving for real, and this time I saw my own.
If anything explains fan voting being a very flawed process, that goal of the week was a prime example.
Yes.
It is funny seeing other fans get mad about it, though. I can't lie.
Oh man, I just hate fucking fan votes.
Yeah. I mean, I always remember when they did the All-Star game for the NBA and they decided to change it so like fans only had like a third of the say, and then the other half went to the media and the other half went to coach. I was like, then what's the point of the All-Star game?
Like, if I can't watch, I don't know, who's the scrubbiest player you can think of that always somehow ends up as an All-Star player?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's perfect. If I can't watch Ben Simmons brick threes all game for the culture, then what the fuck am I doing here?
Right, like I'm here for vibes. Like NBA All-Star Weekend is vibes. It's nothing else.
It's literally no defense. It is purely there
Absolutely
for vibes.
Not. We're not here for defense. We're here for vibes and vibes only.
That is recruitment central right there. It's how are you getting to my team next year? It's LeBron being a trade agent.
Honestly, it is, and he gets away with it, and it pisses me off.
How the fuck do you get away with that?
Bucks are champs. That's all that matters. But we got the pick'ems for this week, so there are 3 matches. The first one is between Greenville and Tormenta. 2 people picked Greenville. 1 person picked Tormenta. Yogi did a draw. Okay, good for him. Then the next match is Omaha versus Madison. 3 people picked Omaha to win and made it the lock of the week. And Yogi went with the draw.
I love the petty side. It's great. It's so great.
And then the last match, Tucson versus North Texas. 2 picked Tucson. 2 picked North Texas. Yogi picked North Texas and made it a lock.
That's bold.
That one, I feel like which of these matches would you make your lock, and what would the result be?
Which one would I make my lock?
Yeah.
I kind of agree with him making that game the lock, but I don't know if it's a North Texas win.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think I would definitely. See that one. I feel like a draw as a lock would be my pick, but maybe Yogi just didn't want to do 3 draws for that week.
I don't know. If he was here, we could ask him.
We'll text him later.
Yeah, there we go.
But all right, Greenville versus Tormento. Who do you got for that one?
Ooh, I'm kind of with Yogi on the draw. That would be perfect. That feeds right into the narrative of or Tormenta win, but I don't see Tormenta winning, so draw it is.
I think Greenville wins just because they're gonna get the lead. And they're gonna be like, we're not gonna fucking allow this to happen again. Like we're not. This shit is not happening. We can't let it happen. So I think I do think they hold on.
Hold on to the draw. Yeah, let's do it.
And then the next match, Omaha Madison. What do you got for that one?
Ooh, it would be good to see Ford get back on the win column. I don't know if Omaha drops points there though.
Yeah, it's at Omaha, so
yeah, that might be an Omaha win on the.
I can't pick against Madison. I'll say a draw because until this team shows otherwise, they are every game. I'm picking every game to be a draw.
And it's like you prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Right. I expect the draw. I hope for a win.
There you go.
And that's where we're going. They can win, sure.
Can they play 2 halves?
Maybe.
Can they be a first half team as well as a second half team? Because we know
No,
there's.
No, they can't. If they're a first half team, they're definitely not going to be a second half team. Like, I can't think of any match where they have been the first, like they played well in the first half and held on to win. Maybe the Revs 2 game that they won, their last win, was the only exception. And that one they really had to hang on near the end. So no, if they are good in the first half, something tells you the second half's not going to go up. Vice versa, though, if they start off poor in the first half, I at least have faith they can do better the second.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going with the draw. I'll go with the draw. And when I'm wrong and Omaha wins and every Omaha fan's in my mentions, I'll accept it and take it like a champ and be bitter. It's fine. And then the last one, Tucson, North Texas.
I think that one might be a draw.
Yeah. It's at Tucson. North Texas is a great on the road. I gotta go with the draw as well. I feel like there's no good match. I feel like there's not really a big vibes game of the week out of these weekend games because there's also tomorrow. Richmond plays at TFC 2, so they get the 3 p.m. Canada experience.
No, there's no real like.
Those are the only games this weekend.
Yeah. Like, we play Tuesday.
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna count that as next week. I'm gonna count that as like the next weekend.
Yeah, that's next week. Yeah, I'm not even pressing about that. I just know that this weekend's gonna be boring in terms of games.
Yeah, I feel like Omaha Madison could be a good match, but I feel like both of those teams always play each other tough enough that it makes it more of a dragon affair of a draw.
I think the only game that you're looking at to be like insane is probably Tucson versus North Texas.
That is definitely a chaos game.
Yeah.
That is pure chaos. Maybe Greenville and Tormented could be another chaos game, but Tucson, North Texas, I was going to say that is definitely my chaos game of the week.
Yeah. Vibes is definitely going to be the Kickers versus Toronto. It's going to be so laid back. They're about to pull off some training ground. Let's try this formation. See how we like it.
That's that. It's happy hour. It's the happy hour vibe. Like, you're gonna have a beer. You're gonna sit on your couch and watch. I'm
literally games at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna get off of work. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna chill. Maybe make some popcorn. Think about dinner. And probably turn the game on and go, oh, well, maybe.
Yeah, I'll like turn on at 3, I'll watch it, and then by the time I realize, I should probably go get my kid from daycare, it'll be like near the end of the game. Like, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's like a nice Friday afternoon. I got something to do situation. Yeah. But yeah, next weekend's games, we got North Carolina against Chattanooga on Tuesday in North Carolina. And then Saturday it's Richmond, Revs 2 in Richmond. Mm-hmm. Madison against Tormenta in Madison. North Texas against North Carolina. They'll be in Texas. And then Tucson hosting Omaha. How many times has this happened? I feel like this has happened like 3 times in a week in like the last month.
What? Tucson and Omaha?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Quite a bit, I think.
I feel like this has been like the third straight. Like, this has been the third time in the last month that these two teams have played each other.
So they played each other June 26th. July 24th, then they'll play each other August 14th, and then they'll play each other September 25th.
Okay, so they just play each other once a month. All right, that makes all right. All right, sounds good. And then Sunday we got Fort Lauderdale and Greenville. So out of those games, do you have a vibes game of the week?
Vibes? I think the Madison, South Georgia.
Yeah, that should be interesting because neither team's consistent and neither team plays full 90 minutes. So,
because the Kickers game, like, I haven't seen the Revs schedule yet, so I don't know which one they're getting. They're
probably getting Revs. They're getting Revs too. They're not getting MLS. They're not getting MLS Revs. They're getting Revs too.
See, how do I get Revs 1A and they get Revs 2? I'm livid.
That'll
That's
happen.
bullshit. That's
That'll
bullshit.
happen. Yeah, I think for vibes, I'm going Fort Lauderdale, Greenville, just because that could Sunday night. That could be a mess. That could be a mess.
Almost picked that game. I was like,
I'm gonna go with that being the vibes. Chaos. I'm going North Texas.
Yeah,
you guys. That one's gonna be that one. I'm interested.
That one's gonna be crazy. I know
that one might also be you're playing MLS.
Fucking hell, man.
You might be playing MLS. I don't know. Let me check Dallas' schedule because that one might be a Dallas.
I just checked New England, and New England has a home game that Sunday. So, no, I lied. Wrong game. I was looking at the wrong week.
Oh, okay.
They're away at Toronto on the 14th.
Okay.
So I'm getting revs too.
Okay.
They're getting revs too.
Good news is you're not going to get Dallas too. You're not going to get FC Dallas for your match.
Oh yay!
Both North Texas and FC Dallas play at pretty much the same time.
Okay. All
right, you're safe there.
I'm good with that. I'm good.
Yeah. You'll be okay then. You'll be okay. You might get one MLS player, but you're probably not going to get. You're not going to get what happened today.
No, I'm not going to get half the team is just rehabbing from fucking
a small little tweak of the ankle.
Yeah, like he was like, I had a stuffy nose, so they made me play here today. I'm like,
I jammed my finger. I got to be here.
Wait, did you just score a hat trick? Did you score a hat trick last weekend?
What are you doing? I gotta stick with that. Is gonna be the chaos.
I'm excited about it.
Otherwise,
it's not even home. It's not home, and otherwise I'd be like, yes.
It is in Texas, and I don't know. North Texas at home is it is the typical young two-team idea of we're going to play much better at home than we will on the road.
I think that's everybody, though.
I don't know. Maybe, well, I don't know.
Except for Omaha, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I was going to say, I feel like Fort Lauderdale plays better on the road.
Actually, not wrong. I'm actually kind of surprised by that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Maybe they just don't have to deal with that Florida humidity as badly, so that helps them.
Which is dumb as fuck. Like, what?
I don't know. I don't make the rules. I do not make the rules. I'm just here. I'm just here.
I mean, their away record is 2-5-2.
Oh, that's worse than I thought.
Yeah. I honestly think it's just Omaha that does well at home and on the road.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've only lost one game, and that was on the road to Madison. Need to get my win somehow.
Yeah, get it how you get it.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like no team. Yeah, they might be the only team that's consistently good on both home and the road. I feel like Greenville's done worse this year at home than they did in the past.
Well, let's find out.
Because they lost to Tormenta at home.
They're 2-1-3 at home. They've done a lot better on the road, actually. 4-2-3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yikes.
Well, that's why they won't make the playoffs.
Yep. Bam.
And then lastly, they have released the players of the month for the month of July. So we got Terzaghi from Richmond, Lomas from Greenville, Charlie Dennis from FC Tucson, Kazu from North Texas, and Nicoletto from South Georgia.
How is Cristo not? Cristo scored four goals in 2 games.
I was surprised as well. He didn't make it. I was like, well, maybe he'll sneak in at the end. But yeah, I don't know, because I mean, Terzaghi scored 5, which made sense. Lomas scored 4. Again, understandable. And then Dennis had 3 assists. Kazu scored 3 goals, but I think 2 of them were Madison in one game, so didn't really do anything after that. I'm picking Nicoletto. Like that man was doing it all for Tormenta, and he was one of the key reasons that Tormenta even came back and won against Greenville. So I'm picking Micheletto.
I will also give it to Micheletto. Like he kind of kept them in that for like all of July, honestly. So
I mean, yeah, 3 goals, assists, 8 of 9 tackles, 22 of 39 duels.
like their record, like South Georgia's record in July was 2 draws, a win, and a loss. Not
That's
bad.
not bad. Yeah,
Not
and
bad.
the loss was against. I forgot who that loss was against.
South Georgia.
Yeah.
Who did they lose against? Let's see.
Because they
It's almost like I have the schedule
they
up.
drew Richmond. They won against Greenville.
They drew us. They lost against Chatta. They
Okay.
beat Greenville, and then they tied Richmond.
So that's not bad. That's not a bad month for the teams that they played.
No, not at all.
Good
Some
for
would
them.
say they probably lost a couple points in there with us and
Richmond.
They were
because they were leading 2-0 against Richmond, and then Richmond equaled it late. But
they up 1 and then they were up 2-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were leading twice and then couldn't finish it. So still, we're going Micheletto. I don't care. I don't care if Terzaghi, you think he should have gotten Elliott. You're wrong, and you can't argue it because you're not here.
Exactly.
So that's what you get. That's what you get for going out to dinner. Like, what the fuck? What was this dinner even for?
Eat at home.
Just take it. Get a takeout. There's a pandemic.
What are you doing?
Right.
We're on your live stream. What are you doing?
We're calling the shots now.
Yeah.
But that's all I can think of. Is there anything else you want to throw? Oh, actually, announcement. USL Women's League made the announcement
to Asheville
City, the newest member.
I'm kind of excited about it. I could go to Asheville a couple times.
I've been to Asheville. It's a great place. I will gladly go back. South Slope Blues, I'm sure, are going to do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid because when they had it placed, it looked like it was going to be in Charlotte. And I was like, we don't need this.
No, that's just mean.
We can't have this in Charlotte. We cannot do this.
Yeah.
Charlotte's soccer scene right now is a complete mess. It cannot be that.
It's a hot ass mess. And it's not even like, at first I was just like bitter about it, but now I'm just sad. I'm like, you have the chance to like really put North Carolina on scene, and this is what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like the fact that it also feels like Charlotte FC supporter group, whatever they're called, they just keep doing dumb shit and don't understand why people would say you're doing dumb shit.
Yeah, it's not making
sense.
Like
you can't go to the independence match and doing your own chants as practice. Like, you can't do that.
I mean, also, you can't go to fucking Atlanta to cheer for a team that is
that is why I'm super glad that it was Asheville that was announced, and I feel good about them.
Yeah, I will I mean, I'm encouraged till I die, first and foremost. Right. But I think it'll be fun to go cheer them on and have some fun there. Could make a weekend out of going to Boone and then going to Asheville for a game. So.
Yeah, I think out of all the teams that have been confirmed, so we got Chattanooga's women's team, Greenville, Hartford Athletic, Minnesota, just a team in Minnesota, Caw Valley, who is a USL League 2 team, Queensboro, South Georgia.
I don't know how to feel about Queensboro.
I don't want them to do well at the current moment.
Yeah.
Until they get that shit resolved, I don't want them to do well.
I'm excited about the Hartford team.
Hartford will be interesting. I'm curious what Minnesota is going to do. Because and I feel like if you can draw the Minneapolis City and Minnesota United, crossover fans, that'll go. I think that could be a really good. That could be a really good atmosphere. I might have to check them out.
team.
Yeah, that's going to be a mess. And then you got Spokane, and then now Asheville. So shaping up to be pretty interesting. I'm surprised there's not more Midwestern teams. I don't know if there's going to be another announcement of new teams, or I feel like there still needs to be more out west and more in this Midwest. But
there's not that many actually Southern teams. There's two.
There's not that many Southern teams. No. Well,
now Asheville. Well, now it's kind of shaping up because there's South Georgia, Asheville, and
Greenville.
Washington, and Greenville. There we go.
And Chattanooga. So like you kind of a mid-south, ish, and then you got a little bit of the Northeast. But I feel like there's not that many teams in the West, which isn't surprising because in USO League One, there's one team out west right now, so that's not surprising.
Yeah, keep those costs down.
Yep, you gotta save on travel.
Yeah.
Especially when it's amateur or whatever the hell they tried labeling it as, whatever fancy terminology they used. I don't remember. It was something stupid.
It was stupid. Yeah, like that's the only thing I know about it. It was dumb.
Yeah, let's just call it what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Basically.
But yes, all right. So that is that. Any last thoughts?
Not for me. I'm excited to get these vibes games in because that's literally all this weekend's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hope that Madison walks away with some form of points. I'm gonna hope there's at least one match that's chaotic that I can watch, and that's kind of it. Also, get your goddamn vaccine shots.
Get it.
The Delta variant is not playing.
Get your damn shot.
Like, no, I've
Now.
talked to people now that have gotten COVID from being out of the Deer District after the Bucks championship. They're like, yeah, I got it. I was like, yeah, you were around 60-something thousand people. Then not all of them were vax, and you were cramming a whole city in like a 2-block radius.
And I know some of y'all aren't, like you said, some of y'all weren't vax, and I definitely saw y'all sharing like 16 beers all at once.
Yeah, and there were no. It's not like people were wearing masks either.
Nah, no. Mm-mm.
I did. I was in the arena. I wore a mask.
Yeah.
I knew better. But yes, get your goddamn shots. So until then, we'll see y'all next week. Be easy. I don't know what else Elliot says.
Yeah.
Something about being chilling, but whatever.
We all know he's not, but whatever.
We know he's not. He's gonna have some wild tweets this weekend, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
All right. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Later.